Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. I wanted to start 10 minutes ago at the top of the hour, but that did not work out due to a server problem, for one thing. Oh well, not going to make a whole lot of difference. It is nice to start when it's really dark and then the sun comes up, but the sun has actually been coming up before 6 a.m. Central anyway. Daybreak is going to get sooner and sooner until June 21st. Okay, well, we have two VSOPs, very smooth old pale French brandies. One is cognac brandy and the other one is just straight French brandy because it's not from the cognac region. The old one is the Hennessy VSOP, Privilege, introduced in 1817 for the Crown Prince, the Prince of Wales of Great Britain, later the King of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. And then this Remy Authentic VSOP, formerly Napoleon VSOP, if I notice they dropped the Napoleon part. This was introduced in 1980. The original Saint Remy seems to have been phased out in favor of the VSOP because this is their introductory grade these days. It goes up from VSOP. Most brandy companies, brandy houses, their introductory level is a VS, a very smooth or very special 3-star, formerly called 3-star, depending what you want to call it, very smooth, very special. If you go to Hennessy, the VS is the most popular Hennessy. That's the one you see everywhere. This is the Privilege. You don't see that everywhere. And so on. They have the VS, but for whatever reason, this company starts off with the VSOP. All right, let's get started. We'll go old to new. I'll try to set up the chat if anybody wants to say anything at this early hour. Okay. The Hennessy is about twice as expensive. You're gonna pay twice as much. The question this morning is, which is it really worth the double price? I'm gonna do a blind taste test. Brian, I don't know why I was reading that back. Brian Yomp says, hey Ron, I love the liquor reviews. Oh, thanks. And people have asked, are you getting tired of beer? No, and I'm not going to stop those. I just like to branch out a little bit. And anyway, I started doing the wine back in 2011, and it's nothing new. Good morning to my favorite beer reviewer / liquor, yeah, / wine. Good morning, Brian and Mr. Amazing. SR, Saint Remy. Okay. Nice looking bottle. Both of them are attractive bottles, I think. It's black, the black bottle. I think it was introduced, they said 1940. And then in 1980, they started putting the VSOP in the black bottle. And the Hennessy is a clear bottle. Still an attractive label, attractive neck. It's got a cork, not just a screw cap. Well, you can see it's dark. Well, maybe you can see. I don't know how good the camera is picking up, but to me, I'm looking at the reverse image, and it is darker. See in my right hand, and with the sun coming up, yeah, it's darker. So I'm gonna have to be very careful not to look. Now with all those whiskeys, they're so similar. You know, most of those whiskeys, they look so much the same that looking at it didn't put me in danger of an accidental violation of the blind taste test. And I'm trying to make it a double blind, because a blind taste test is just the subject does not know which is which. In a double blind, neither the person doing the experiment nor the subject knows which is which. Well, I am conducting the experiment and I am the subject, so that's why I have to not glance at the glasses and I have to mix them up with the tag. So to make it a true double, as much as I'm able to make it a true double blind study. Same size glasses, approximately the same amount of brandy, 2 ounces each, same temperature, room temperature, from the same cabinet, etc. Same part of the house, the kitchen. Okay, so, all right. I was checking on comments. Okay, so the Hennessy, just to say, I bought the Hennessy as part of a gift pack at work, which I ought to go back to soon, sometime this year. And they had 3 bottles in the gift pack, and it was $51.77 total. Not cheaper than your typical price. And the Saint Remy I just bought right there at Walmart. But the Walmart does have the Hennessy, of course, but I think they only have the VS and the huge glass jug bottles and the smaller bottles. You know, the standard 750. And then your convenience stores have the Hennessy in various size bottles. The most common being the glass flask bottle, I think. Okay, so let's go with the aromas. Here, you know, it's got the alcohol burn, mild spiciness, the dried fruit, grape skins type thing. Well, we were doing the Old Crow last night, and I said, oh, this thing tastes so much like rye. It's so spicy. I said I could make a Reuben sandwich with this bourbon. I mean, it was noticeably rye. I don't know why it seems so strong in that direction that last night. I've had Sazerac rye, and that's a really interesting whiskey. Okay. More and more these days. Now this one has the same attributes I said in the other one, the dried fruits, the grape skins, the burn, but this one has more of that turned fruit thing going on. You know, like some vegetable matter that kind of started to spoil or rot. You hate to say rot, right? Rotted vegetable matter, but it's best to call it as you think it. Don't try to euphemize it. You know, make euphemisms and it smells right. I'm already starting to think that this one is the Hennessy, because I noticed that when I did a Hennessy challenge with that, the Ansac cognac, and that beat the Hennessy, which was shocking to no end, because Hennessy is to that one. Let's do the taste. It's got this clean taste. I mean, as clean as you're going to get with brandy, but it's like the clean grape. And when I say grape, we're talking about a totally different perception than with like wine. So if you're not used to these brandy, it's going to be a whole different, because it's distilled wine. And it's got that spiciness. Now you see, I remember when I did the Saint Remy with the solo review, you know, the initial review earlier this week, it had that spiciness that I don't know what it is. They don't add any flavors or colors that I am aware of. Don't talk about it or disclose that fact. I think it's just straight. They say it's a very complex mixture, however, the eau de vie. So, okay, so let's see. That's probably what's giving it that spicy. Let's go here with this, which I believe is the Hennessy, but let's see. You see, it's much more fruity. Not fruity like, but fruity relative to the other one. Fruitier, fruity in a relative sense. With some subtle spice, and the other one is more overt. This one is more subtle underneath. And the grape skin and the, neither one have too much of an alcohol burn. And when we were doing the whiskey last night, you just pick up that burn, that bourbon burn. And this, you're just not picking it up. It's just not there. You don't get any of that evergreen. Well, it's not, it's not whiskey. The aroma is not too different. Anything now. The flavors are, fairly different though. There's some sweetness here though on the left hand side. I was going to even say a little gum, like gum, bubble gum. Yeah, they had a little hubble bubble in there. Grape skin. Okay, first, before I try to call it, I would say they're both very good. Like, which one's better? Which one's better? Now, that's important in this case because one is $15 a bottle, $30 a bottle. And you might get it on sale, 25, for the standard 750 milliliter bottle. I'll double the price. So you would think, well, if I'm paying twice as much, it should be twice as good, right? You would hope. But usually that's not really what's going to happen. A lot of times you're buying the name. You're paying a lot of money for a name more than what's inside the. I think it's a tie. Really. You might be able to just think about it for 30 minutes or an hour and say, okay, all right, okay. That one there is it's a little bit better. This one out of 100 is a 92, and this one is a 93.5, a 94. So I mean, simple difference. Now, which one is which? I'm gonna, I think. Now, if I have to think about it and really try hard, that's telling you something right there, right? You say, yeah, you don't know how to taste liquors. I don't think that's correct. I just think that they're hard to tell apart. I think this is Hennessy. Privilege. Yes. I think so. And I think the left hand is the Saint Remy. I think that's the case. So let's have a reveal. Yes, Saint Remy, Hennessy. Oh, and Saint Remy, he was actually the Catholic bishop who was now a saint, He baptized Clovis. Clovis, the first king of the Franks. Oh, not the first, sorry. The first Christian Catholic king of the Franks, because Merovig was the first Frankish king, right? As the Roman Empire collapsed, and then you started having the ascendancy of the Franks. Clovis, which in English today would be Louis. Louis, Clovis, Louis. And then you had all this line of Louises in France up to Louis the 18th. Of the House of Bourbon. But you had the Merovingians. Saint Remy was the one who baptized Clovis. And then he had a mass baptism, because, you know, in those days, whatever religion was the religion of the ruler, that's going to be the religion of all the people. And then they were able to defeat the Arian heresy, which did, of course, continued on as a heresy in an underground manner. But as far as official religion, they defeated that. So that's Saint Remy is named after the saint who played a big part in France being a Catholic country. Today, it's only nominally a Catholic country, especially since the events of July 14th, 1789. Which we're still dealing with the repercussions worldwide from that today. But anyway, that's another story. Frederick Byram says, morning from Miami, 72 degrees, clear skies here. Yeah, it's warm here too, very humid, with warm air coming off the Gulf of Mexico. Watched a great 30-minute documentary called Japanese Craft Beers. I recommend it. Yeah, I understand that craft beer has taken off in Japan. They always did make craft beers there, you know, like high quality products. Institution there now. It's just that you had the macro companies in Japan putting out a lot of like super high quality stuff from day one. And whiskey is a big deal in Japan. Yeah, brandy is a big deal in East Asia as well, like in Taiwan, China, Thailand, and all that. So, very big deal with brandy. India, for sure. So not that big in France, interestingly. It's coming from France, a lot of it, but it's not like a big time. It's mostly an export item. You can get brandy in France if you go to a bar, but you probably be the only one drinking it. Right, so I was able to tell them apart, but I was not able to really determine which one was better. So if I was buying it, again, you can pretty much guess which one I'd be purchasing, right? Next week, probably, we don't know for sure, but probably next week at this same time, we're going to do another VSOP taste off, and that will be the Hartley VSOP versus the Saint Remy. I think I'll very easily be able to tell them apart. My prediction is that I'll very easily be able to tell them apart. I think that the just leaps and bounds better in quality. It better be, because it is twice the price, or nearly twice the price. Oh well. Thank you for watching this video production, and then we have the plan. I have a plan to upload a beer video soon this morning. It's already been recorded, but I have to upload it. Thank you.